Mỹ tham gia lớp học nha. Okay, let's see what we're gonna have today. We're gonna have writing as well as speaking. So first of all, we're gonna look at the map. Today's we will learn how to describe the map. So first of all, you have some time to look at the topic. Okay?
Tối qua anh gặp họ đã những em đã chưa từng trong đó có những ghé qua nhìn một người này có lẽ em cũng quên từ lần nào đó
Okay, so let's tell me what can you see from, okay, the topic right here we have. Okay, so first you can see that the following map. So we're gonna have a map, and the map show changes that taken place in Dubai. Okay, in recent decades. Okay, now you can list some of the special features. Would you see changes in it? Let me ask Huyen Lin. Huyen Lin, do you have any idea?
I can see some clear changes there.
Mm,
The first
mm,
thing that I can see is the open land behind the clock tower
mm,
is now replaced by some more buildings and road.
mm-hmm,
And one more thing is that um, mm, um, there's more plant and grass around the roundabout
mm,
nowadays compared to the past. Just the roundabout alone on the street.
mm,
And one more significant changes I can see is there are many cars and vehicles
mm,
that make the road very busy right now
mm, mm,
compared to the past with just an empty road.
mm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So yeah, I can see that those things.
mm. All right. Thank you, Huyen Lin. Let me ask Kan Yi. Kan Yi, what about you? What do you think about the maps?
For me, I think in the past, the clock tower in Dubai were surrounded by only a few tall buildings
Mm,
and had light traffic with
mm,
open green areas and small pushes along the roadside. But
mm,
today, the area has changed with the skyline uh, skyline of high-rise building and
mm,
heavy traffic with cars and taxis and additional decorative trees uh, inside the roundabout.
mm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Let me talk a little bit to Minh Thư. Minh Thư, what do you think?
For me, I can see that uh, the Dubai has more facilities, buildings, and is clearly show that the vehicles on the street has become more crowded,
Mm,
and a little change that is the trees along of the street now have been removed and they gather around the roundabout.
mm. Okay, so almost everything gonna be the same with what your two friends have described. So let me ask Thanh Huyền, any ideas or anything new you know that you know about the maps?
I think they have all mentioned the significant change. I also want to point out the unchanged things, which are
Mm,
the bound and the layout overall.
mm,
It hasn't changed much. That's
mm,
all.
mm, all right. Okay, so there's a few things we should notice that first of all, before we can compare everything's in details, we should provide an overall. Okay, so that we can see that the locations has undergone a significant changes over time. So after that, we can list down all the details of the changes. But somehow, when we compare the first and the second maps, we have to point out not only the differences, but the similarity as well. So the first thing we can notice is that the roundabout, okay, the clock tower roundabout still remain the same. It's the only thing that remain the same. And then after that, we can list out all the changes that we see in the second map, right? For example, that we can see that first of all, you can just go in order not to miss anything, you can just follow the order in the space. For example, if you talk about the Unchained Clock Tower roundabout, then let's talk something around it first. So you can see that, yeah, it's right here. This is the first thing. That now around the roundabout that you can see a lot of tree planted. Okay, it's for a better landscape. And then what else? Go further, go a little bit further. We can see there, of course, a lot of car. Okay, here, right here. Okay, a lot of cars on the street and make it busier than ever. Okay, so that is the second thing. And go a little bit further. You can see this number three. Okay, it used to be a bare land that's covered with sands, and now it's covered with a lot of buildings and skyscraper, right, along the highway. Okay. Okay, and that there's a lot of changes that we have to describe. And the last things that after you describe everything that you have to order. Okay, you can go with the order from the most important to the least important, or you can go into the orders that are coming uh from between of the map. Okay, and then it's go further. So that's mean it's gonna give a cohesions and coherence to your bell wraps. Okay, and now it's time for us to write. We done with the analysis, and now it's time for us to write. So let's practice writings. Mm, Let me open this right here so you guys can see it. Okay, and right here.
Em thưa cô là viết cả bài luôn à cô?
Now we're gonna go one by one, don't worry. Just prepare for the writing.
Vâng.
1 minute, okay. So basically we're gonna have an introductions, an overview, and two body paragraphs. So we have total 4 paragraphs. But somehow if you are able to make one more paragraph to talk about the overall changes, so that's gonna make it fine. So it's up to you. Okay, but at least we're gonna have 4 paragraphs. So we have 20 minutes for our writing task one. And then for the topic analysis, it takes us around 2 to 3 minutes. So that is leave us with only around 16 minutes to write for 4 paragraphs. So for that, you can make like the introductions for 2 minutes and the overall for 2 minutes. That's gonna make it 4 minutes. And then the other 12 minutes, okay, you're gonna make it for 6 minutes for each body paragraph. So that I'm gonna set the time, okay? So now let's go first. Let's write let me see. Okay. So let's start with the introduction and the overview. And the time is around 4 to 5 minutes. So okay. So now let's start with the introduction and the overview, and you're gonna have 5 minutes to complete it, the maximum of 5 minutes. Okay, so then submit your introduction and the overview in the chat box for us to check. Okay, is it clear? I'm gonna set the timer right here so you can see the timer as well. Yeah. Okay, if you are ready, then just do it. Let's start. Okay, it's gonna be the introduction and the overview. Yeah, first for 5 minutes. When you're done, submit your answer to the chat box, okay? Mm. Okay, Huyen, I think you have to check your overall again because this is the overall. So actually, we don't use more than 2, 3 details to include inside in our overall. So make sure that the overall is just an outstanding, okay, outstanding feature. Make it riff because you're gonna have more space to develop ideas and details in your body paragraphs. Okay. So I have, anyway, good job. So I have received Huyen answer only. And other student, please text me your answer. Mhm. All right. That's good to look at how you write the introductions and the overall. So let's move on to the next part. Um, the next body paragraphs is for us to describe what features was included in Dubai in the map for Dubai in the past. So let's write about this one. Okay, let's write about this map first, and then later we will compare and contrast with the next map. Okay, so let's write about this for the body paragraph number one. So we're gonna have 6 minutes for the body paragraphs, and then we have to produce at least 5 to 6 sentences, as we have discussed it before. Okay, let's move on to the first body paragraph. Okay, when you're done with the body power-ups one, you can text me anytime, okay? Ryan, I think you make a little bit mistake because we are describing the map number one first. So there are hardly any changes here. Changes only happen when you describe the first map and then you compare the second map with the first one. Then it comes only changes. Okay? So please check your passage again. Mm, all right. Okay. So simply is that we just described about the clock towers in the middle. Where is it? It's located in the middle of the map, right? That's we just described it, locations. Then we will describe the status of the surroundings. For example, with fields, buildings, and more sands cover everywhere, and the streets looks very look not much busy. Okay, so that is all the feature of the first part. It's very simple. And now it's come to us. So maybe you can finish it within 4 minutes instead of six. So now all the time remaining but a minimum of 6 minutes would be spent to describe more changes happened in the second map. Hmm. Yeah. So minimum we have three main features for the map number one. Okay, but we will have more features. Okay, in map number two. So let's do it now. Okay, let's move on to the second body paragraph to describe changes for the present day Dubai map. Okay, so we're supposed to have two more students to submit the answer. Then we can move on to the second part about speaking. Okay. All right, it's look good. That's we done with the writings for the first part, and then we will move on to the speaking. Okay. So let's see what we're gonna have here. We're gonna have a few questions for part one, and then today we're gonna do part two as well. So so first of all, before we have the corrections for your answer, you have to think of what should you answer if you get these questions in the real exam. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, and you should prepare for questions 1 to 4 first in part one of the test. And then I'm gonna give you a test, and then let's see how you answer for it. Okay? We can ask random questions, okay? It would not be in order from 1 to 4. One of them, okay. Now is some time for you to prepare for it. Okay, I think you got some time to prepare for your answer. So let's see. Let's start with Huyền Linh, okay? Um, Hello, Linh. Why do people like to travel?
Well, I think traveling is one of the most effective ways for everyone to recharge the battery, to relax after their long working hour, and especially to explore new place. For an example, when you once you travel to a totally new area, you can learn more about the traditions, the culture, and especially get familiar with people there. So overall, it's a very great way to take a break from the daily routine and create unforgettable memories with your beloved people.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you have given the reasons to consider traveling as one of the most enjoyable form of relaxations or entertainment. And then you explained it further. Yeah, and that's good. All right. But remember that in part one of the test, we are given only around 25 minutes, 25 seconds to complete our answer. A longer answer would be possible for part two and part three. And then if you give a too long answer, then your answer will be cut up. Okay. So then I will just have to start the countdown timer to see how long you can perform the answer for part one. Okay, well done, Huỳnh Linh. Um, Now let me see. Okay, Khánh Duy, it's your turn. Why do people like to travel?
Mhm. I think people enjoy traveling for many reasons. First of all, it's a way to relax and take a break from their busy routines. Traveling also gives them a chance to learn about different cultures, try new food, and see amazing landscapes.
Mm,
On the top of that, it is an opportunity to create unforgettable memories and gain experience that can broaden their perspective on life.
mm-hmm. All right, so you can see that is a little more than 25 seconds. So I guess you have to speak a little bit faster if you want to add more ideas in your own answer, okay? And
Yes.
so far, so good. So for part one, let's see. Okay, just we just need around three sentences, three ideas for part one questions. So first of all, because this is a yes/no question, so remember that you have to answer it before you give your reason and explanation to let the examiner understand that you are aware of this is a yes/no questions. This is not a double question. So yeah, instead of saying yes I do or no I don't in a very traditional way, you can just say not really if you don't agree with it. Okay? So let me see. Oops. I think this is another. Yep. Okay, we try with this one. Oh, so sorry. This is another questions. Okay, so this is yes no question. So this is okay for you. Just to get the just to say the direct answer and then move on to explanation. Sorry, I mistake with another questions over here. Okay, this is the old lesson. Sorry for that. Okay, so that is people like to travel for different reasons, um, as you have stated. So let's try with another student. Let's start with Minh Thư. Hello, Thư. Do you usually go on holiday every year?
I don't, since I live in far away from my hometown, I will rather prioritize uh, choosing to going back, choosing to go back to Đà Lạt to meet my family
Mm,
because I really miss them since yeah living alone in the city.
mm. All right. Okay. That is the way to answer, okay? So do you usually go on holiday? You can say definitely yes or not really, okay? And then you can say, for example, you say not really. That means you don't usually go on holiday. So then you have to give an explanation. For example, going on a long holiday costs a lot of money, or it would be very costly for me. Okay. And then I am a student, so I have a low budget for for traveling to different destinations, for example. Okay. But if you agree to go on, if you agree with the questions, right? You would like to go on holiday every year, so you would state a specific idea as well. For example, okay, going on a long holiday is the best way for me to break up from my routines, right? And to acquire new knowledge, learn new skill, communicate with strangers around the clock. For example, okay, so let's see. That's good. Your answer is around 25 seconds. That's good. Okay, so let's see how Thanh Huyền perform it. Hello, Huyền. Do you usually go on holiday every year?
Yes, of course. Actually, at first I don't really like the idea of traveling, but my mother, she really loves traveling. She's every year she always pushes our family to go on a holiday. And this year we went to the central part of Vietnam. We
Mm,
visited a lot of places of interest with historical meanings, such as the tomb of the General Võ Nguyên Giáp and the Trường Sơn National Materials Cemetery.
mm,
So that's all.
mhm. All right. Okay. So, and it's good to hear that you give specific ideas and also illustrated by an example. Okay, so let's see that when you are at home practicing speaking by yourself, don't forget to turn on, okay, the countdown timer. Okay, it help you to improve your time management.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. Now we move on to the two others questions, okay? Now go back with Kangi first, okay? Okay. Hello, Yi. Do you like to travel alone or with other people?
Um, I prefer traveling alone because it gives me complete freedom to plan my own schedule.
Mm,
I can decide where to go, what to eat, and how much time to spend in each place without having to compromise.
mm.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so you can say that you can yeah, plan your initiatory or you can plan your route, right? If you are solo travel. So some word that we can use like instead of travel alone, we can say solo travel or travel with our friends or travel with our family members. Okay. And let's see how Huyen Lin performed these questions, okay?
So
Okay.
I already the first person performing, so I perform again.
No, this is different question.
Okay.
Yeah, you was given questions number 4, and now we move on to question number 3.
Okay.
All right. So, do you like to travel alone or with other people?
Well, I have to be admit that I have never traveled alone before because of my lack of knowledge and experience. So I usually travel with my friends and my family because it's more fun and we can share stories, share our memories together. But I bet that in the near future, I will surely enjoy my solo traveling when I
Mm,
want because I want to enhance more knowledge and I want to have more personal space and freedom.
mm. All right, good. So that if we want to show off that we kind of critical thinker, so we can think of both sides of the problem or the topic. So you can start, for example, you don't like travel alone. You can start with saying something good about it first. For example, you can say, oh no, okay? You can use a complex sentence just to add more information in one sentence. You can say, although, okay, although traveling, or although solo travels is for people who really introverted, is really suitable for people who is introverted and who is very independent. Okay, traveling with friends or family suit me the best, right? Okay, so you can start a little bit like that to add more ideas in just one sentence and save your time. Okay, that's good. We will move on to the last questions. And then let's see, Tan Hui gonna go first. We're gonna have the questions that do you prefer to go to cities or the countryside?
It's really hard to choose because
Mm,
each of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. But I think although some might think the countryside is a boring place with no activities, recreational things, I think that's a place for people who have a lot of work, a lot of burden, especially when they um, work in the city. They can go there to relieve the stress, to recharge their batteries after a long day. I think going
mm,
to the countryside is a really good way to relax.
mm. All right, that's good. All right. Yeah. So we have the benefits of you explained two or three reasons why we should go to the countryside to be close to nature. Okay, let's see. And then we have one more member. Let's see. Okay, Minh Thư, it's your turn. Okay, let's give it a try for questions number two.
Um, I think it depends on my mood and my knowledge about the area. When I about that area, then I would choose on like I would choose where to go when I'm planning trips. Uh, like if I know more about the cities, then I would choose to go there.
Mhm. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so this is going to the cities or going to the countryside is actually a type of holidays, right? Um, so if you prefer, most of people gonna refer going to the countryside because it's the best way of healing for people who are shoulder with a lot of burdens from the city life, the hustle and bustle of the city life. Okay, so most of people gonna go to countryside. So the obvious reason gonna be to be close to nature, to go to the serene and quiet place that can calm you down and then can help you to enjoy the peace in between the in amongst different um among different natural places. So when you talk about the countryside, you mention a lot about nature, and that would make sense. Okay, then we finish with part one of today. Today actually is a little bit different. Our lesson is mainly to help you to get familiar with the test mode because every day when I give you the questions, I give you the vocabulary, the structure, and the sample answer first. But then today, I would like to see how you perform the it in the test. Okay, and don't worry that I will just upload the file with the instruction for you to practice further for these questions at home. Now, just try to give yourself a time for testing. Okay, and then the next one, we're gonna try to do a part two. Okay, a part two. And questions right here. You usually have just 1 minute, but here we have time, so you would prepare for it around 5 minutes, and then you will take turns to do it. And I will spot out mistakes if any, for you during the talk. Okay? Okay, I guess you guys are ready. So we're gonna have a maximum of 2 minutes for you to try to give your speech in part two of the test. Oops, sorry. Okay, so anyone volunteer to start first? If you are ready. All right, I could give you a random names. Okay, let's say let's use the wheel of names. Okay, we're gonna have three members. We have Khánh Duy, Huyền Linh, and Minh Thư. Okay. Okay, let's see who gonna go first. Okay, Huyền Linh, it will be your turn. Wait, let me set the time, okay? Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's start.
Well, I would like to talk about the most fantastic journey ever I took 2 years ago with my family, which is to Đà Lạt.
Mm,
I went there during the summer holiday, and it was actually my first time visiting such a beautiful city in the Central Highlands. Well, we traveled there by sleeper bus overnight.
mm,
We took about 10 hours from Hanoi. At first, I thought it would be uncomfortable, but lying on the flat seat allowed me to um, gaze my eyes to over distance to the far distance to see how beautiful the mountains is, how crowded the street is in the morning, and how peaceful atmosphere in the night.
mm,
When we woke up in the morning, the bus was already winning through so many mountains. And when the cold weather appeared, I just realized that I have already set my foot to Đà Lạt. Well, during the trip, we visited some famous spots like the Valley of Love, Xuân Hương Lake, and the night market. And the most memorable part for me was cycling around the lake in the morning, and when the mist is still surrounded the mountains, and it feels like I'm the main character in the Korean films. And overall, the whole screen looked like something out of a painting.
mm,
So reason why I love I treasure the trips is because of the breathtaking scenery and also the quality time I have with my family. It feels like we can slow down our time and get over of the hustle and bustle of the city.
mm. All right. Just a few mistake, okay? Just a few mistake I note right here, and the other part is okay. But there's the main problem that you're gonna have right here is that you have to look at the structure of your speech. For example, you can see that within 2 minutes, right? We have to answer one, two, three, four, right? So that definitely you have to manage the time. Like we have 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. So that's gonna be half minute. That's mean 30 seconds. When you look at the the countdown timer, 30 seconds. The first 30 seconds, okay, it's just for the first questions, right? Let me see. Uh, Around training, right? And we have 120 into 4. Yeah, 30. That's correct. Okay, so that's gonna be 30 seconds right here. 30-second right here, right? 30-second right here. Okay. And then 30-second right here. So for that, within 30 seconds, you can see, for example, in part one of the test, we can produce 3 to 4 sentences within 30 seconds, including time for thinking. Okay, so that's mean when you talk about when and where you went on the journey, you ended up with not more than 4 sentences, 4 ideas. Okay, so that's gonna be 30 seconds, and I just need 4 sentences. 4 or 5. If you can do 5, it's okay. Okay, so it's not more than that, because if you take a lot of time and a lot of idea you put in the first 3 sentences, the first 3 questions, then it left you no time, okay, with expanding the idea for the last question. This is very popular mistake that most of the test taker make it, because you cannot balance your answer. So that's the point, okay? So we have to think about time management and the structure. So here, when and where, you just need 4 to 5 sentences maximum. And then move on to what kind of transport you used. To be honest, that it should not be more than 3 sentences, because you just actually describe the what transport you used to go there, right? So that should not be more than 3 sentences. Otherwise, there is nothing else, and you're gonna get repeated ideas. So that 3 sentences. So that means you're gonna make it around 20 seconds only. Okay, you see what I mean here? And then what happened on the journey? Most of the activities, most of the verb you use to describe your journey is right here. So this it deserves to get more times and more sentences, because it have more space for you to talk. A lot of activity you can mention, like you can just go around a city, you can visit night market, you can go to a local market, you can try on new food, new local food, you can try new local food. You can even visit a lot of shopping complexes, for example, or another activity in the nature like hiking, okay? Things like that. So there's a lot of space for you to develop your idea right here. So that can make you up to 5 to 6 sentences. Okay. And the last point, remember, when you explain when you explain the reason why, it's a lasting memory for you. It must be at least 2 reasons. And every reason's gonna come with at least 2 expanding sentences. So this part should not less than 6 sentences, 5 to 6 sentences. This is a part we talk about your feelings, and actually you can go so much about it. Okay, so that should be 5 to 6 sentences. You see what I mean? All right. So think a little bit more about the structure of your talk, and then it would be perfect. Okay, well done. Let me see. We're gonna go with the next member of the class. Okay, you can give it a try.
Um, One of the most exciting journey I have taken was to Chiayi, Taiwan.
Mm,
About 1 year ago, during my semester break,
mm,
um, I had always wanted to visit because it is known as the gateway to Alishan, one of the Taiwan most beautiful mountain areas. I start my trip by taking the high-speed rail from Taipei. We took about an hours and a half, and then the transfer to a slow on fashion train heading up into the mountains. The scenery along the way was stunning. At first, I saw the endless rice fields and small farming villages. Um, and as we climbed higher, the view shifted to dense forests and um, misty hillsides. The slower spray of the mountains drain allow me to really appreciate the changing landscape and take plenty of photos. What I remember the most is an unexpected stop halfway up the mountain. The conductor invite everyone to get off the train for a few minutes to enjoy the fresh of mountain air. Standing here, feeling the cool breeze and hearing on birds and rustling leaf, I feel completely at peace. The mix of modern speed and traditional tram made this journey
All right.
unforgettable.
Okay. All right. So that's you employ a lot of high band a lot of good vocabulary.
Yes, that's all.
But there's one thing. I think that you have no problem with the structure and you have no problem with using the vocabulary. But there's one thing's good that you try to use different tenses. Instead of only simple past, you try to use present perfect and simple present. So the mix of tenses would be really outstanding in your performance. But the biggest problem that you got right now is that your some of the word is mispronounced. For example, the very basic word we have area. We don't have area, okay? So area is the first one, and also stunning, okay? So just a few words that you have to practice pronunciations, and that would be best for you, okay? Well then, we're gonna have the last member to perform her talk. Mintu, are you ready?
Yes, miss.
Okay, let's start.
So when I was 11 years old, I had an opportunities to visit Bangkok, the capital of Thailand, with my family and a tour guide. Since this was the first time that the whole family visited mm, a like travel abroad, and for me, it took a 2 hours flight from Saigon to Bangkok. And the reasons why this journey became so special is that it was my first time travel abroad. I visited malls, markets on river, and the royal palace. I also tried a lot of dishes. I remember that their cuisine have a signature taste in the food with a spicy and salty uh, and sour spice. Even though that Thailand is in Southeast Asia, which means their culture has various things in common with Vietnam. The feeling that this is a like completely different place from home where people speak a different language, different landscape, and this is like when you travel abroad, it's a way to escape the reality, because since no one would know anything about you, and you can have the opportunities to become literally a whole new person, and you don't have to scare that people will judge you because since you just only meet them once in your life.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. So, I think you managed, okay. You managed to complete the 2-minute talks on time and is like the distributions of idea between four questions is quite okay. It's manageable. But the problem that we can see very clearly over here is the fluency. Okay. So you need to practice something like when you talk, okay, try to complete a sentence, okay, in one breath. For example, you say describe an exciting journey you once took it. So instead of saying describe an exciting journey you once took it, you say all at once. Describe an exciting journey you once took it. And fluency is something you have to work on it to improve it. Okay. And just a few mistakes I see right here. For example, to visit, not to visit it. The other things is quite okay, but there is one outstanding problem right here that you spend a lot of time talking about the food and its flavor. I remember to describe its flavor, you use more than three sentences, and that would make no sense because actually you have to spend more sentences and idea to focus on the activity you did at the place. Okay, so that would make sense. Okay, so that's the only thing you have to improve. But then you managed to finish it, and that is good. Just a few mistakes. Um, you guys have just a few mistakes, so that's good. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the class today. I'll upload the lesson and send you the homework, and I'll let you know through message in the group, okay, as usual. Anyway, you guys amazing because you spend your Saturday night to improve your IELTS score. And of course, it's rewarding, okay? Every minute that we spend to study something is would pay us a lot in the future. Okay, so you guys are pretty smart. Okay, see you on Monday. Bye bye.
Bye, Miss.
Mhm.
Goodbye, miss.
See ya.
Thank you.